Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the No DQ live recap of Friday Night Smackdown for June the 4th, 2021. We have Hell in a Cell coming up later this month. We had some more, well, I think we had one match set up for Hell in a Cell. Let's go ahead and break down this edition of Smackdown. Shout out to everybody in the chat room for watching this live. I appreciate your viewership and support. Let's go ahead and get started with the recap. We opened up SmackDown with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Pat McAfee on commentary referred to Reigns as strong, smart, and incredibly handsome. And how he's feeling. He said that he now supports the idea of Jimmy and Jey Uso going for the tag team titles, but he said they better win. And he said we're not going to wait any longer. He wants them to come out there to the ring. Usos did arrive in the ring, and Reigns said he wants Jimmy to acknowledge him. That's all he wants. Jimmy said he already did it at Hell in a Cell, and now it's about making the family proud and winning the tag team titles. Reigns just responded by saying, good luck, and make sure to bring the titles to him when the match is over. We had our match. We had the Mysterios come down to the ring to defend their titles against the Usos, and they worked over Rey Mysterio for a while. Jey came in with a cheap shot at one point when the referee wasn't looking, and then Rey started to make a comeback, but then he did the slide to the outside and he got caught and was Samoan dropped onto the table by Jey. And then eventually Dominik was able to get the hot tag, and he got overwhelmed by the Usos. Rey unfortunately was not there to make the tag, and Rey got super kicked on the outside of the ring. Jimmy countered the 619 with a super kick, and then he went for the big splash. However, Dominik managed to get his knees up and turned Uso over into a pinning combination. The referee counted 1, 2, 3, giving the Mysterios the win. However, as it turns out, Jimmy's shoulder went up before the count of 3. The referee did not see it. We had several replays shown, making it very clear that Jimmy Uso did in fact get his shoulder up. Backstage, you had Roman Reigns very upset about this and said, bring me the Usos now. Nice opening match to kick off the show. Usual solid promo from Roman. Enjoyed the tag match. Interesting finish here. And I would have been fine if this was it for these guys on SmackDown. This was good stuff. We had Hamp Connell with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Hamp. He said, y'all better be ready because I quit smoking today. Therefore, I'm irritated and I'm in a rant mood. Well, this could be a very interesting chat tonight with Hamp Connell in there. Best of luck to you, Hamp, though, with your endeavors here. I wish you well. I hope it works out for you. Backstage, Jimmy tried to explain the situation, that they got screwed, and Reigns yelled at him, saying he doesn't want to hear it. He said that they lost to a child and embarrassed the family. He said there's still time left on the show, and they better correct the mistake. We then had Seth Rollins in a sit-down interview about Cesaro, asked about the attack from last week, and Rollins said he doesn't owe anybody the time or an answer. And it's one of those promos. I don't owe you people an explanation. One of those types of non-promos. And you had Caleb Braxton trying to ask him another question, and he just took off his mic and walked away. So, yeah, pretty much a nothing segment. Time filler. We got to get Seth Rollins on the show for 3 minutes, and this is what they came up with. So, yeah. Not a whole lot to it. And it looks like we got to ban somebody from that chat room. Let me do that real quick. We had Seth Rollins Actually, that was it for Seth Rollins. Sorry about that. Let's move on here. We had Chad Gable confronting the Street Profits backstage and talking about how profits are down. The Street Profits haven't been picking up wins lately, and Chad said he could turn their careers around just like he did with Otis. Last time I checked, Otis was doing a bit better before Chad Gable, but okay. And the Profits thought about it for a second, and then they said, it's a no, fam. It's a hard no. And then they walked away, leaving Chad Gable with egg on his face. Next up, we had Carmella versus Liv Morgan. Before the match, Carmella cut a promo about being the most beautiful woman on SmackDown. This match was probably not a good sign as to what the future is for Liv Morgan. Went about 2 minutes. She barely got any offense. Maybe she knocked Carmella into the turnbuckle, but that was practically the only offense she got the entire match. Carmella came back, won with the code of silence. Match went like 2.5 minutes. Yeah, Liv Morgan, not looking good for her. Her tag team partner Ruby Riott got released, and she's basically putting over other people now. I'm not sure how long she'll be around, but we'll see. And as Uthman says, there's barely any women on the SmackDown roster. I mean, yeah, really, there's like, what, 7 or 8 now? Their female roster is pretty thin right now. Backstage, we had the Usos complaining to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. And Pearce said the referee's decision is final, but then Sonya chimed in and said that they will take it under advisement. And we had the Mysterios trying to sneak out of the arena. You know, they got their bags. They're ready to get out of there and avoid the controversy. But unfortunately for them, Pearce and Deville caught up with them and said that there will be another match before the end of the show. And Ray was just like, okay. And Pat McAfee on commentary referred to the referee moment as a massive botch. How often do they say botch on WWE television? Not too often. Next up, we had Bianca Belair coming to the ring for a promo. And she said Bayley does nothing but laugh. However, most of the fans are just laughing at Bayley, not with her. And talked about how Bayley is not the first hater, and Bianca has just left all those haters in the dust. She proposed a match at TLC because why not? Got to do rematches. That's just the way it is in WWE. And Bayley appeared on the screen via satellite, and she had a couch there, and the wall was covered with photos of herself. She accepted the challenge, and then Bayley's picture ended up on every single Thunderdome screen with the laughing. I think they did something like this with Alexa Bliss already, so it's nothing new. Darren says the Bayley laughter segment was brutal. My mom is here, and she said it was the most annoying thing she ever heard. She doesn't watch wrestling, and she just was complaining about this, like how could anybody in their right mind watch this and enjoy it? But my mom doesn't follow wrestling, right? Are you in agreement with that?
I sure am.
There you go. She agrees. She was not a fan. It did not turn her into a wrestling fan, suffice to say. We had Otis backstage talking to the Street Profits, and he said that they are out of line for turning down Chad Gable. They need to apologize. And they responded by saying Otis should check out of the academy and get his money back, and he ended up attacking them. By the way, Uthman says, your mom is awesome, Aaron. Tell her I say hi. Uthman, the guy you met a couple years ago, says hi.
Hi.
He says hi, or she says hi. Hamp Connor with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Hamp. says, how many more feel-good stories do we have to hear? Like, we get it. You were bullied when you were younger and you were told you couldn't do it. Apparently you and every single babyface in WWE, so get over it. I'm with you on that, Hamp. Like, it was kind of boring, and it's just a repeat, you know? We've already heard these promos from Bianca Belair. We've already had Bianca beat Bayley in a match, so why are we seeing it again? It's time filler. They're not advancing storylines, and it kind of sucks. So nothing's really going to get better again. You know, SmackDown's pretty much in the same position as Raw, where it's a holding pattern. It's a lame duck period in the world of WWE until July when the company starts to tour again. We had a recap of Corbin and Nakamura, their whole storyline with Rick Boogs. And we had a match between Corbin and Nakamura, you know, even though they've already fought a bunch of times in the last several weeks. And guess what? Corbin beat him again clean. And after the match, rinse, wash, repeat. Boogs knocked him down. Nakamura took the crown and put it back on. So, sore loser takes the crown away after losing again. Like, really? I'm enjoying Corbin and well, not Corbin, Nakamura and Boogs. But, like, can't they do some other matches? Do they have to do these matches every single week with Corbin? It's really annoying. So, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this. TJS with a $5 super chat. Thank you, TJS. Says, this Bayley laughing gimmick is something she would shoot on after leaving WWE. She might say, Vince heard me laugh once and I was stuck after that. And TGS says, by the way, she is hot. Or no, he said, is she hot? Well, not when she does the laughing. I'll say that much. It's just, I agree with my mom. It's changed the channel BS when she's doing the laughing. Like, it's one of those things, like, I think if we had a live crowd, this would die a brutal death. Like, I just can't imagine that they would keep doing this with the crowd reactions. Like, I think the crowd would just crap on it. We had General Aziz attacking Kevin Owens backstage since he was banned from ringside in the IC title match between Apollo Crews and Owens. Owens still came to the ring for the match. He was not going to take a forfeit. Crews got the upper hand for a while, did the angle slam on the outside, and Owens kept coming back. He went for a swanton, but Crews got his knees up. Apollo hit a German suplex. Owens kicked out. You had Crews with the standing moonsault, which Owens once again kicked out of. And then Crews went for a frog splash. He missed. Owens hit a super kick, complete with a very obvious thigh slap. They showed a replay of it, and you could see Owens slapping his thigh, which I just thought was hilarious, considering that so-called ban. And hit the pop-up power bomb, but Apollo kicked out of it. And then Apollo hit a DVD on the apron and took Owens back in the ring and scored the pinfall victory. And it's funny because I saw people on Twitter saying that Owens was buried here. I mean, Owens got beat up backstage, so he was already less than 100%. I mean, to me, it was pretty obvious what the finish was, but you still had people saying that Owens is getting buried. And then on the flip side, you got people saying, well, this makes Apollo look like a crappy champion when he can only win by cheating like this. Darren says Apollo has proven he cannot win without help from a poor... without help, he's a poor excuse of a champion. Yeah, I mean, like, how hard is it to just have Apollo maybe beat some enhancement guys, beat some lower level guys, you know, like a Bo Dallas. Oh, wait, Bo Dallas isn't there anymore. But, you know, somebody at that level. Have Apollo pick up some wins as champion and have a challenger pick up some wins to eventually fight him. Like, you know, how hard is that? It seems like that's something that WWE just can't do, like, for whatever reason. And then after the match, Sami Zayn ran down. The never-ending feud between Zayn and Owens, hit a haluva kick on Owens, and then said that he did not do anything to Owens. Karma did it. We had the Street Profits cut a promo and said that they tried to give Otis advice. Otis better stay away. I think I forgot to mention Otis attacked both of them backstage in that earlier segment. And they said they're going to send Otis and Gable back to the dump where they belong. And they did announce a match for next week's show. And TJS with the $3 super chat says, "There goes my burrito." Is that supposed to be a Beatles reference? Because I don't think that there was a song with that line in it. So, not sure what that line is about, but thank you, I guess, TJS. We had the main event, which was, of course, a rematch from the beginning of the show. It has gotten to the point where we're getting rematches on the same show. You know, doing rematches 2 weeks in a row, you know, that's passé. Now you got to repeat the same match on the same show. So anyways, Jimmy went for the quick covers on Dominik, trying to put him away early. And they had Charles Robinson as the referee this time, the veteran Little Nate. And Ray managed to get a hot tag, was successful with his sliding splash this time. Hit the 619 to Jimmy, tagged Dominik in. Dominik went up to the top to finish off Jimmy, but then out of nowhere, Roman Reigns comes in with the Superman punch to Dominik, causing the disqualification. Ray tried to go after Reigns, but he got speared. Reigns beat the crap out of both guys, used the steel steps on both guys, put the guillotine on Dominik, and Jimmy tried to be the voice of reason, telling Roman that enough is enough, not like this, bro. And Jimmy was very disgusted. He walked out of the ring, and he wanted his brother Jay to join him, leave the ring as well. Jay was starting to do it, but then Roman cut him off and got in Jay's face. And then he went right back after Dominik, powerbombing Dominik as the show went off the air. So the best thing about this show by far was the Roman and Usos storyline. It's consistently good. Rest of the show was kind of lackluster in my opinion. I did not think that this was a very good SmackDown. Better than Raw, I agree, with Charles Coleman, but not a lot better. So I think I gave Raw like a C- or a C. I'm not even sure, but I'll probably give this a C+ due to the Roman Reigns storyline. It was good, but I think that they could have left it with just the first segment and maybe got some other people on the show instead of doing the repeat at the end. They could have done what they done at the end on next week's show. So, yeah, C+, okay show, but definitely not a great show by any stretch. Darren was very unhappy with this one. He gave it an F-. Daniel with an F. Matt Helms with a C+. Jspin401 says F+, no pity. Wow. Mike B with a little bit of a better letter grade. He gives it a B+. And MVP Kev gives it a C+ as well. So that was SmackDown, everybody. And Dynamite is on right now, so I'll let you guys go. You can watch Dynamite if you are a fan of AEW. And I don't think I'll be doing a recap this week, but stay tuned to NoDQ.com for any latest news regarding Dynamite. And, of course, the latest fallout from the releases this week. Check out the NoDQ review if you haven't already. Great show this week. We had a lot of fun with that. A lot of in-depth discussion about the releases. Check all that out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend. Spread the word about NoDQ and the YouTube channel. And enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all next time.